Okay, our short film is basically this guy called David White, and he works for MI5. He has caught in his possession vital information about a device constructed by terrorists that, if in the wrong hands, could destroy innocent human lives. White is being tracked down by various organisations, all of whom wish to grab hold of the blueprints. He races against time to convict terrorists who will do anything they have in their power to stop him. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is it's going to be set on the street, so it's also going to be hopefully at night time with the street lights as our form of light, and we're going to have David White, our character, walking down the road, and he's holding a package. He'll walk down the road, and as he walks down the road he'll pass by a public footpath where we see a second character who is going to be maybe a terrorist. And we're not, basically he's going to have a knife or a weapon of some sort, and he's going to start following him. And it eventually gets to the point where David White turns around the corner, and he hands over the package to another man, a sort of an accomplice, and the other man gets the tension's going to build up and up, and it's going to get to the point where the second character is just about to turn around the corner, and the film stops dead there. So that's sort of the main overview of the film. I'm going to pass it over to Lucy, who I think is going to talk about what we're talking about. Costumes, mise en scène, for example.
The street light's going to be orange, not like the usual white street lights you get, so it brings a sinister side to the film. And there's nothing happening in the background of our film, so there'll be the tension on the two characters. We're going to limit the amount of sound used to evoke a fear factor and an eerie sense of the scene, or we might use a backing track of music to help create the sense of what we want to create in the scene. Tension. And also the costumes. First man will be dressed quite casually, like jeans and a leather jacket and trainers and stuff. And the second man will be dressed in pretty much the same, but with a military coat.
Just in the terrorist sort of side of things.
We might have him smoking or holding a lit cigarette, so that he's not just standing doing nothing.
Sole problem of continuity.
And he stands at the entrance of the footpath, and the accomplice not seeing only his hand when he's given the package.
Basically, as far as film inspiration is concerned, we took a fair amount of ideas from sort of Bourne, where there's a lot of following going on, and we also looked at the opening scene of Kindergarten Cop for several shots. Where
you know the bit when he's in the mall and Arnold Schwarzenegger's he's on the top platform bit, and the other guys he's following him, and the other guy's on the main floor. So we're going to sort of have that scene with that close-up of him in the background, sort of out of focus, the second guy.
Of course, we may have several problems. For example, if it is too dark and the lights are in the wrong place, we might have the person at the back or the person at the front not being able to be seen. And of course, there's weather problems. It might be chucking it down. We
might actually want to film when it's slightly raining, not loads of rain, but slightly raining, to sort of, pathetic fallacy, bring in that whole element. And hopefully, also, we want puddles, because that will sort of maybe reflect the street light a bit more, give us more light. And then, if we do find that the light's not, it's not bright enough, then we might use a thing called day for night filming, which is when we'll film in the day and then invoke a sort of code which will make it look like it's much darker at night time. So, yeah.
Sounds good. I think in terms of with a couple of practical things, it's worth everybody else being aware of this. We do have rain covers for these cameras, for the high-def cameras. You can't get them soaking wet, and you need to be aware that if you take them out somewhere that's damp, you need to leave this. I did actually put the camera in a big plastic bag, and when you bring it indoors, just let the condensation settle back on the bag so you don't get moisture inside the tape. So that's bad. You'll start to miss footage. But you certainly can do that in light rain. We've got the kit, and that will work. In terms of puddles, there's no reason why you couldn't actually take a bucket of water and make a puddle and shine a light into it. And actually, in terms of mise en scène, create your own background. Day for night, courtesy of Adam, who sort of put me onto the amazing piece of software called Vision Lab. It's £300 or so, but I think, given how good it is, I'm going to get it. It does all sorts of things like day for night, so hopefully we'll get that ordered this week, and we'll have it by the time you come back from half term and play with it. The thing with day for night is you need to make sure that the sort of contrast is right when you're shooting in the daytime, so that it's quite high contrast, that when you start to darken the image through digital software, actually the fundamental image that's being worked on then ends up looking realistically like it's a nighttime shot. You can do that. You can also with the software add muzzle flashes, so again you might find if you've got guns going off, that's good. Also thinking about mise-en-scène, we've got these hard silver carry cases for cameras, but you might want to borrow one of those to give a sense of, this is an official thing, carrying a dirty bomb or secrets or something like that. And I think it's these small details in the films that can lift them from being average to actually having quite a complex set of meanings imbued into them. And it's that lifts the film from, we kind of identify the genre and it's all right. It's a sort of level 2, level 3 C, B grade up to a level 4 A grade, A star grade piece of work. And I think it's, as a general note to everybody, it's that attention to detail that will help get you the highest marks. And it works on lots of levels, from the most basic fundamental level of what is our film about. And I'm really pleased that lots of groups have got information and detail, have been thinking about what films have influenced us, what's our narrative going to be. But I would suggest over the next 2 or 3 days you go back and revisit that and flesh out the rest of the film. Because if you do that, then you're not just trying to make 120 seconds of pretty looking footage. You're trying to make the opening 2 minutes to a film. That is the brief. And I think if you can do that, then what follows, from my experience, tends to be better crafted. Any questions from the floor for these guys? Everybody happy? Brilliant. Well done, guys. Thanks very much.